A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a move that has sparked outrage and concern across Europe, Hungary's parliament has passed a controversial constitutional amendment that allows the government to ban public events held by LGBTQ+ communities. This decision, which was made on Monday, has been described by critics as a significant escalation in Prime Minister Viktor Orban's government's efforts to suppress dissent and erode human rights in the country. The amendment, which received 140 votes in favor and only 21 against, was backed by Orban's ruling party, Fidesz, and has drawn comparisons to similar restrictions imposed in Russia. The amendment not only codifies a ban on pride events but also enshrines the recognition of only two sexes in the constitution, effectively denying the existence of diverse gender identities in Hungary. This legal change comes amid Orban's ongoing rhetoric about protecting children from what he calls sexual propaganda, a claim that many analysts believe is a tactic to rally his conservative base ahead of upcoming elections. The Hungarian Helsinki Committee, a prominent rights group, has condemned the amendment, stating that it legislates fear and represents a blatant attempt to consolidate power at the expense of individual freedoms. In the wake of the amendment's passage, thousands of Hungarians have taken to the streets in protest, demanding the preservation of democratic rights and freedoms. Opposition parties, including the Momentum Party, have been vocal in their opposition, calling for mass mobilization against the government's authoritarian tendencies. They argue that the amendment not only threatens the rights of LGBTQ+ individuals but also undermines the fundamental principles of democracy and human rights in Hungary. The amendment allows authorities to use facial recognition technology to identify attendees at banned events, raising concerns about privacy and surveillance in a country already facing criticism for its authoritarian turn. Critics have pointed out that this legislative change is part of a broader trend of increasing repression under Orban's government, which has been accused of dismantling democratic institutions and curtailing civil liberties over the past decade. The opposition has warned that the government's actions are reminiscent of tactics used by authoritarian regimes to silence dissent and stifle diversity. As Hungary approaches its next elections, the political landscape is becoming increasingly polarized, with Orban facing unprecedented challenges from within his own party and the opposition. The passage of this amendment has drawn widespread condemnation from human rights organizations and international observers, with calls for the European Union to take action against Hungary's government for violating fundamental rights. The recent developments in Hungary have raised alarms not only for the LGBTQ+ community but for all citizens who value democracy and human rights. As protests continue and the opposition rallies support, the future of Hungary's democratic institutions hangs in the balance. The question remains, will the government heed the calls for change, or will it continue down the path of authoritarianism, silencing dissent and marginalizing vulnerable communities? That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.